Yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on. This is a learning time, right? The next 18 months, you can make every mistake. Hopefully not too badly, but
And not too many of them.
right, exactly. But now you're going to be forgiven for everything because there's equal parts confusion and interest going on right now at every level. So if you're confused about this stuff, believe me, you are in the majority. And if anyone comes in telling you they're an expert, even me, then just kick them out of the room because no one's an expert in this space. In digital workplace is to go through and say, what can we do with this technology to learn internally to make those mistakes and understand, and before we get out into the public space. It's really interesting. We did our critical standards training and we found that we could train someone in 20 minutes versus an hour.
Nice.
Okay? And we found that more people are, they engage in more ways because they've got the sights and the sounds, and then when they go out on the floor, they are having a similar experience. Not to mention, we didn't have to have a trainer and the trainee. So we found that the VR training has been a fabulous opportunity, but it really underscores the immersion and what changes for people when you're in an immersive environment.
So the idea is, how do we get people to come back to Vegas? So the idea is, okay, you put them in the metaverse, if you will, let them bring their identity in the loyalty program, let them game and earn virtual points that can be redeemed for real points with the loyalty program in Vegas. So you get motivated to come to Vegas by playing virtually outside of Vegas, and hopefully that'll turn that 3 times a year into 5 times a year, and typically we'll make anywhere from $200 to $500 a night, depending on your, like, if you come to Vegas, including your food and beverage, your room stay, depending if it's a weekday or weekend. In the world, and we're getting into the metaverse, is that, every platform, all digital really does is enhance, the physical experience, and that is through both, your guest journey of pre-trip, during trip, post-trip, and also the employee. If we can bring their loyalty identity into the metaverse and keep them playing, we'll understand more about them, what type of game they want, what their denomination is. We can calculate the theoretical value of every customer based on the amount they bet and the time they play. The one thing we don't have in Vegas is time
there. And so there's this thing, I got to do something by the end of the year, right? And so the easiest thing right now is NFTs. We're trying to talk about NFT utility. Like, what do I get for having something? I think is probably going to be better, and it's going to tie into the loyalty programs. I think a lot more is if you get into that where you say, I have this NFT, we're looking at something, an idea that we're kicking around is the corporate responsibility. What have we done in the world? Can you use an NFT to say 20% of any of the sale of the NFT goes to our ocean building, coral reef work? So if you look at it that way, there's an opportunity to turn this in. An NFT utility, I think, is going to be where you're going to see everything go in the next year.
That's a regulated process that we have today, to issuing credit, to giving people money to go sit at a table to game. That's where we need the metaverse to be able to do the same thing with your identity, your loyalty program, and some bank account. So content in the metaverse is going to be king. There's what is the content. So your designer acquaintance, they own that, right? No one can copy it. So there's going to be this whole copyright content question of these immersive experiences, which is who owns what content.